SA's movie and television industry is on the rise. Just last year, the beautiful city of Cape Town played host to a Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds feature film. And currently, the mother city is playing host to a Ridley Scott miniseries, the highly anticipated Labyrinth. And of course, our girl Pubby was on the scene.
Cape Town is South Africa's paradise stop, with beautiful beaches, the iconic Table Mountain, but this African paradise is about to get a makeover like no other. And I mean going back to the 13th century of southwest France. A 4-part mini-series based on Kate Moss's best-selling novel Labyrinth has just begun. Principal photography right here in our very own mother city.
Tony and Ridley Scott and their company Scott Free acquired the rights to Kate Moss's book Labyrinth, and they saw the possibilities of it as a great mini-series. So they bought the book, hired Adrian Hodges as the scriptwriter, and at that point another production arm, Tandem Films, got involved.
This is the third project for me that I'm doing down here in Cape Town. We were intending to do this in Serbia, but because of weather and because of the time that we had to shoot it in, we transposed Serbia to Cape Town, and it worked really well. We built quite a big set here, even though it's just tents. We built a huge set on the backlot of the film studios in Cape Town. We have about 2,300 extras, and you can't do that in another country that is more expensive than something like Serbia or South Africa.
The challenge was to build a convincing version of medieval France in South Africa, which meant that we had to build most of what we see because the buildings in those days didn't have windows and a lot of the detail is different. It took about 9 or 10 weeks to build the main set, obviously with trips beforehand to Carcassonne to see what it is that I was replicating in a way. Our main village set will be the first set to be permanently standing at the studios in Cape Town. Without too much changing, it can look like a whole lot of other things, and it'll be quite easy to make it Middle Eastern or to even be Tudor England.
It contains 2 stories in one. It's got the medieval and it's got the present-day story, so we can catch more audiences through that.
I think the thing that's going to make this series so popular is actually the mix between the contemporary and the modern. You know, you've got the modern that people can automatically identify with, and then the medieval is escapism.
This production's been the most intense thing I've ever done. Just number of filming days and scenes, very physical role.
I'm literally spending almost every day wielding a sword and a shield on the back of a horse, so it's been physically demanding.
You realise that you're sort of a very small part in a very vast, large undertaking. I mean, I think that the fact that it's split between modern and contemporary already means that it's going to be huge, and being part of that makes you sort of feel quite humble.
One of the big names to come out of this 4-hour mini-series is the bad boy we all love to hate in the spectacular Harry Potter series, Tom Felton.
She was dead before you could wipe the drool off your chin.
When you work with young Tom Felton, what has that experience been like?
No, Tom's great. He's a real professional, lovely young fellow, and we've been playing a lot of golf.
So who has a better handicap?
Well, that's a good question, actually. He has done slightly better than me.
I've worked with Chris Smith, our director, before on a film called Black Death. It was set in a similar time period. I mean, I did a comedy, like a light-hearted, sort of sitcom-y comedy before this, in which I played this sort of slightly camp gay man. I'm clearly not that in this.
I play the character of Ariane, who is Alaïs's older sister. She's kind of like the wicked sister, you know. If it was Cinderella, I'd be the ugly stepsister. I mean, you've seen Jess, yeah. It was a great day when that happened.
Action!
Tell me about your experience working in Cape Town. What's it been like?
Yeah, this is actually my first time working in Cape Town, and it's my first time ever even being in Africa.
It's been great. I don't want to leave. I'm really sad.
Being in Cape Town has been incredible, phenomenal.
We are fortunate enough to have the best South African crew out there, I think. The level of talent that we get from South Africa is great.
Crew has just been epic.
I don't think I've ever worked with a crew as lovely.
Really not something you expect to see on TV, and it's sort of very cinematic, and it's a appearance and in its scope.
It's got more of a film feel to it, and certainly the sort of the production design as well, and you know, all the costumes and the horses and the battle sequences.
It's really quite huge in its scale, but also incredibly intimate moments and very honest and human.
So there you go, Mzansi, another international mini-series being filmed on our shores. And this one full of incredible atmosphere and medieval mayhem. Look out for this thrilling mini-series soon. Mzansi, we're making moves.
Proudly brought to you by Hennessy Cognac.